Good evening. I'm Chris Cooper. Several years ago, when I joined the board of New York City Audubon, I wanted to create an after school program for elementary school kids to get them outside and into nature where they could discover the world of birds.
Something singing in here, not far. Wow, these blue jays are really upset.
It's a whirling video.
About 3 years ago, we launched a program called Feathered Friends,
Oh, look down there.
and we piloted it at the M Park School in the Bronx. And Van Cortlandt Park was where we took the kids out to experience nature and see birds. We wanted to get them engaged. We wanted them discovering the natural world right in their own backyard.
Let's see what we can get a little further down. Maybe we can get a better view.
I'm big on the ear birding, and I get to teach that to them. And it's really fun being out there and they're hearing, I'm singing and I'm singing and I'm singing and I'm singing, and that's it. And they know what it is now. They're like, oh, well, that's a warbling vireo. And I'm like, oh, yes.
Good call, Kira, because that's what I heard singing. What's that? What's kokoree?
Red-winged blackbird.
Perfect. Good, let's see if we can find it.
The COVID pandemic has unfortunately meant the end, at least for now, of after school programs. What we'd like to raise funds for tonight is a virtual version of Feathered Friends that would be online, after school birding club for kids ages 5 and up. The virtual Feathered Friends Club will feature online lessons taught by our talented staff and outside experts. Each week, we would give them a lesson.
What classifies a bird as a bird?
Why do birds migrate? What kind of birds do you find in what kinds of habitats and why? What are the adaptations that birds have to exploit their habitat and get the food they need? The kids would get some homework to look outside their window or step outside their door or visit their neighborhood park. Each month, there'll be an outdoor guided walk in a large public park so the kids and their families can get outside. You also have a way to connect all these kids into a community of bird nerds who all get to bond and share information and be with each other, at least virtually.
It's a good idea because it's an opportunity for a larger group of kids to learn about nature and to appreciate it. And it also means that I can meet more people my age who are interested in birds.
I've always been interested in birds. I got really serious in second grade. I did this scientific project on the great horned owl, and I really, really loved it. Well, I want to be an ornithologist, so I don't want to stop learning about birds.
Birds are the most accessible, probably, of almost any type of wildlife. You can go anywhere in the world and find birds.
We've been getting to the park and even though it's just like a 3x3 block area, we're seeing tons of cool birds.
Looking at the birds is not the only thing, because I really loved hearing the different calls of the birds.
Like the way I probably learn the most is just by getting out in the field and maybe I hear something I don't recognize and then I go and research it.
My powers of observation have gotten better as I observe birds. I like just bird lifestyles, what they do on a day-to-day basis. It's good for me so that I can calm myself down, so I learn more about myself. A chance to distract myself from the pandemic a bit.
It means kind of like having an escape from everything else, and you can just go birding and you can forget about everything else that's going on.
Birding teaches mindfulness, observation, noticing patterns, noticing differences.
The flight patterns, like where birds migrate in the winter, how they change based on global warming. And I've learned a lot about that.
Like birding has also gotten me into nature, just like besides birds too, and just like conservation and just like how fun it can be to be in nature and not spend every moment just on a video game.
I think a lot of birding is just being outside.
That kind of reconnection to nature, I think that that's value from a mental health standpoint and also from a responsible environmental stewardship standpoint.
This program is fundamental, part of our core mission of education and outreach in all 5 boroughs to promote urban birding and urban conservation. So your contributions tonight will help us launch this program in 2021.